What's going on, everybody? It's Pigpen, the one and only. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're not and you just enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up and share them so that others can enjoy them too. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. Yeah. All right, guys, got a really cool live stream for you today. If you didn't know, you do now. 6.5.0 patch has been released. We're going to talk about that and all the goodies that come along with it. Don't go anywhere. Right now, going to do a little intro, and when I come back, we'll talk to my guest. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Pigpen, the one and only. This is the live stream. We're going to be talking with my good friend Nick. What's up, Nick? How you doing?
Pretty good. How's everybody?
Oh, I hope everybody's doing as good as I am, man. I've had the greatest week ever. And then to top it off today, I get out of work. Long day at work, I just want to come home and relax. And guess what? 6.5 patch has been released. We're going to talk about that. Have you had a chance to download it and try it out yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I like it. There's a few little things we can talk about, but man, all in general, man, I really love it. There's some stuff in it that I have been wanting in Racing Rivals forever, such as you could accept or decline friends now. Now it's not all of a sudden, it's not automatic, which is awesome because now I can keep my friends list. I can keep some open spots for people. So like if I'm doing a live stream and I want to do a giveaway, I can actually add somebody without, really having to try to delete somebody and add them real quick and have someone sneaking in and taking that open spot. There's that. There's some chat things, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to read through the patch notes, but just trying to keep in touch with. There we go, with the live chat, guys. If you didn't know, now you do. In the live chat with us is Mr. Daniel Powell. He's going to be answering questions and maybe talking a little bit about the patch in the live chat. So if you have questions, make sure to direct them to him in the live chat. And let's try, let's try to keep this to the 6.5.0 patch. If you have other issues or concerns, there's other ways to reaching out to him. But for now, I'd like to try to just keep it to the patch. That's what I'm interested in. I want to hear some feedback. Hopefully you guys have maybe the same opinions as I do. And maybe you have some concerns you'd like to bring up. Now would be the time to bring them up as part of the patch information. So there we go. So let me get the note. Actually, before we get started, I want to do something really quick. Daniel put something. I think it was Daniel. I'm pretty sure. He put something up at the end of turf this weekend on the Racing Rivals Facebook page, and I loved it. Like, I'm a numbers guy, Nick. I love punching numbers and stats. And this is what he put up. Let's see if I can get it up here on the screen for you guys. There it is. So here it is. This is a sort of a small little breakdown of I think it was the last 2 hours of turf. Now, basically, it shows the High Rollers Club. We were in second place up until the very end, made a huge comeback. Street Soldiers, they were in first. And this is kind of a little breakdown of numbers to show you what happened, what flipped the script, and how it happened. So basically, it shows the High Rollers Club. It shows our races. 405 wins, 294 losses. Street Soldiers had 256 wins, 136 losses. So you can see right there, like, we had a ton more races. We were just going hardcore. But I kind of look, I have my notes here. I did some math on it. And so I did let's see here. I did the percentage win ratio. The High Rollers Club, collectively had a 0.78% win ratio. Street Soldiers had a .72, so High Rollers had a slight advantage there. Point to us. When it comes to pinks, we both sent out a lot of pinks. High Rollers had 14 more pinks than Street Soldiers, so there's a little plus for us. Now, when it comes to the pinks win versus loss ratio, High Rollers had a 0.55% win ratio. Street Soldiers had a 0.59. So, point to Street Soldiers that they have the advantage in that category. And then the last but not least, sorry, Nick, I'm just rattling on.
No, that's all right.
So when it comes to the total win ratio, we High Rollers had a 0.57% win ratio, and Street Soldiers did a little better than us, 0.63% win ratio, so advantage to them. So in the categories I've listed, it was a 50-50. What it came down to is this, guys. Look at the total points we put up, 632,325. Street Soldiers put up 358,338. High Rollers put up 273,987 points more than Street Soldiers. So that's what it comes down to. That is what I believe tipped the scales in the favor of the High Rollers. So next time you're in turf, pinks are good, winning is good, but man, sometimes you just can't beat just hardcore racing. Race after race after race, nonstop. That's how you get your points. Obviously, you have to win those, but you don't necessarily always have to have the best pinks, the most pinks, the wins. Crushing cars definitely helps you out, but man, just good old-fashioned racing. Back to back to back to back racing is what I believe did it for us. So I like these stats he put out, and I really hope he puts them out again in the near future. So yes, it was. He confirmed here that was the last 2 hours of turf. All right. Maybe we'll see more of those in the future. I'd like to see it. I think that's a really cool idea. Kind of gives everybody an inside look and breaks down what happened.
That would be a good idea. I don't know how hard it would be for Daniel to include that in everything, because how would you?
I don't know. That's where it comes down to the expert, because I don't know. It might be very easy. It might be very difficult. I'm not quite sure, but I think it would be really cool. I would even
No,
love
I,
to.
I think it's kind of neat too. I kind of like it.
I do. I'm a huge numbers guy, and I think that's great. I wish it was. I wish they had more stats in your racer profile right here. They have best elapsed time, best reaction time, street cred, biggest win, win percentage ratio, which mine is a crazy 0.666. I just noticed that. Uh, Races won. This account, I don't have too many races on it at all. 500 or 5,005 total races, 7,500, 633 cars owned. So I don't really have that many. This is a newer account that I like to have fun with it. I used it this turf because it happened to have a lot of cars that I needed this week. So I like that. But I wish there were more stats in the racer profile. I like the idea of it. Kind of track yourself over time, all that good stuff. So let's get right into it. I'm going to switch over here. I'm not going to be able to see the live chat for a few minutes, guys. I apologize if you're asking questions. Have a look. Yeah, Edward, I would love to see a repair all button. There's all this good stuff going on in the live chat. I'm gonna have to step out. Let me read the patch notes because Nick, you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, and I'll just kind of.
No, I read the notes. I just haven't downloaded it yet. Yep. I really haven't got onto the game at all yet today.
I'll kind of go through here because let's see. First of all, it says patch notes 6.5.0. Basically, they removed the old chat system. It says, let's face it, it wasn't good for chatting. It didn't work. I had so much trouble just chatting, keeping in touch with old friends. I always got those errors. I know a lot of other people got those errors, and it was just frustrating. I couldn't keep in touch with some of my good friends. Like, It's a social game. We have the team, but if you're not on the team and you can't chat with them, it's so hard to keep in touch with some of these people. So to redo the
Yeah,
whole
that's the only
chat,
bad thing happened since
yeah.
the last couple. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, before you used to be able to chat with guys on other teams and stuff. Now you really couldn't do that.
No, now it looks like they're working on it and getting some new stuff going on. I like it. I really like it. So they have here bullet number 2 is a working in-game chat function is a must. Obviously, we just talked about that. So they built an entirely new one with useful features. Friend requests are queued and friend requests aren't added to your friends list until you accept them. This is the greatest thing so far. Like now I can keep a few empty spots on there. I can add people as I want instead of having to dig through and go, I don't know who this is. They just added me and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
we've been waiting for this since the beginning of the game.
I know, and they're just now getting it. So it's awesome, awesome. I really like that aspect. Uh, Now you can add and remove friends without viewing their garage. Like if I go to my garage right now, first of all, you'll see some of these friendly faces here. And there's it's very similar to as it looked before. But next to, okay, so you have the square and it says their name in the center, their IGN, their level. It all looks very similar. It still says challenge friend, view garage underneath. But at the top, to the left of their profile is a chat bubble, meaning I can click on the chat bubble and automatically chat with them rather than sitting there waiting, opening their garage. I can go, hey man, and boom, chat just like that. It's really awesome. So I like that. There's other things going on here, but we'll talk about the other obvious one is this red X. Now, I don't want to do it here, but you click it and it says, are you sure you want to unfriend this player? Cancel, unfriend. You can do it right there, just like that. Simple and quick. No more messing around. Get to the point, get business done, and then get to playing. I like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Send. Here's what send teammates friend requests directly from your team page. Now, if I go to the team page, it looks just like it did before, but to the far right, there was the arrow that pointed off to the right. And if you click that, it shows you can change their rank, you can boot them, you can view their garage, all that stuff. Nothing has changed there except for just to the side of that is a plus. Now, if you click that, it'll say this racer, oh, he has full friends list. I bet you all yep, they all have full garages right now until they start using this feature to delete people, which is good. But you can click that. I'm sure it'll say, if they have spot, it'll say add, it'll probably say send friend request because now that goes in a queue, and once they get it, they can either add or, delete it, which is good.
Yeah.
Whew. Got to get a drink here, man. All I'm doing is yapping. Hope you guys are answering, or actually, I hope you guys are giving Daniel some good questions in the live chat. I can't see it right now because I have the patch notes up. I'll get right back to the live chat. Join in the fun. You can message players that are offline, and they'll get the message when they log in. I don't know how exactly that one's going to work yet. There's got to be probably some sort of notification somewhere. I can't wait to check that out. There is a button here that says hide requests. I don't want to mess around with stuff yet. I haven't really checked it all out. But anyways, there's some really good stuff here. Chat history. This one's really good because if you're not like me, you're not always paying attention to, like team chat or whatever, and you miss stuff. This one here, chat history is saved between your team and friends. Each conversation will keep the last 50 messages. That's a really good one because if you're racing, I don't know, maybe it'll keep it like if you shut your iPad off, your, what is a Google, like your phone. Never mind, like Android, that's it. So you shut off your iPhone or your Android phone. Hopefully when you turn it back on, there's like, because as it was before, you would miss conversation. Somebody would send you something and your phone would shut off and that message would be lost forever. That person wasn't sure if you were ignoring them or you just didn't get it. Who knows? I don't know if that's how. There's
Yeah,
still so
that
much.
seems like a good feature right
Yeah,
there.
I like how to keep the last 50 messages. That's kind of cool. So you can go back and see what you guys talked about and all that good stuff. It says whenever you get what I miss? Whenever you get a new friend request or message, you'll get an indicator that something new has been added to one of your conversations. Okay, there we go. That's the somewhere you'll get a notification. That's really cool, an indicator. I thought I saw one earlier, like the little chat bubble had a 1 on it, I think. Like maybe there was one new message, kind of like how up top it has it. I do notice this one little thing, and I talked to Daniel. He's aware of it. He knows about it. They know about it. So, but when you're scrolling right now, sometimes there, because it'll jump back to the beginning of your friends list. See this one here, air piston is at the beginning. If I want to scroll all the way, find somebody, and I stop, it will sometimes, there we go, it'll jump back to the beginning, which kind of gets a little annoying, but they do know about it. And
it seems like every time someone new jumps on, that's when they'll kick you back to the beginning.
well, maybe that's what it is. I'm not quite sure, but I noticed it in the team list the other day. I was trying to take some screenshots going through at the end of turf, and as I scrolled down to the bottom, it would jump back up to the top. So it was a little glitchy there. I'm sure they know about this, so no need to really harp on that. So that's what they did with the old chat system. Revamped it, upgraded, and I really like it so far. Like these are things I've wanted for the longest time. Other things in the game, tweaked matte paint and satin paints to look better on the track. Even matte black looks awesome during a race. I'm going to have to check it out. I'll take your word for it, but I need to see it for my own eyes. That I can't wait to see. Adjusted headlights and under this one, actually, a lot of people have been mentioning this as far as a visual thing. Tweaked matte, adjusted headlights and underglow colors to match. Now, for example, orange underglow and orange headlights are actually orange now. Hopefully, they're the same color. I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Yeah, because they looked yellowish.
Yeah, headlight. I only have green headlights on here, or we check it out. But yeah, like I know orange, there were different colors. They didn't match. It was kind of weird. So looks like they tweaked that and adjusted it to make it look better. Lobby. Oh, this one. Check this out. This one I actually really, really like. We'll pick a car. Let's go down to the D class because that's probably a little better. Say you're trying to tune your car. What do we have here? This car is a 1650. Perfect example. Now this car is a 1650. It says it here. Now I'm tuning. I'm ready for turf, and I'm like, well, am I in a 1650, or did it jump up into a 1655? You wouldn't know unless you race somebody. There's a few ways, but in turn, So right now, you go to multiplayer. We're going to jump into a lobby, and it will tell you right here in the top left-hand corner, lobby speed rating 1650. So this car is 1650. If you were bumped up to the 1656, you'd see it right there. You'd know that. If you raced, you're going to get your butt handed to you. So that's really awesome. I like that. It takes the guesswork out of it. For the longest time, that was an art. You would tune it, you would get it right to that lobby, and there were ways for you to check, but now it's clear as day. Lobby speed rating 1650. You're good to go. Wow, what else here? Going through the, anyways, guys, hope you're asking Daniel some questions in the live chat. Going to go back in just a moment. I'm going through these notes. There's so much here, so many interesting things to talk about. Lobby ratings, we got that. Daily request challenges and rewards change based on player level. I didn't see that one earlier. That one's kind of cool. So play more, get better rewards. Daily goals. Okay, there seem to be a lot of challenges here. Complete daily goals. You get 50 gems for completing them all, along with some cash. Upgrade any Ford battle eligible type car. Race and tournament races. Start installing any car upgrade. Upgrade any Ford eligible type car. Okay, that one's duplicated there. Perfect shift. Finish first in a tournament. Race in today's race event. So, and there's like some of them 35 perfect shifts. So right there alone, we have to do 30. That's at least 35 races to get those. There's a lot of challenges here. And according to the notes, daily request challenges and rewards, okay, change based on player level. Play more and get better rewards. All right. Bug fixes and functionality. Headlights no longer shine through the car. I've actually noticed that. I noticed that in the last couple of little while that you turn a car sideways and you're looking at the tail lights and the headlights would actually shine through the car. No longer the case. Um, what else? Oh, and here's the big note. There's a note at the bottom, and this is worth paying attention to. Chat will not function between 6.5 and 6.4. So basically, if you haven't upgraded to 6.5, you won't be able to get the full features or any of the features of the chat. And if you have upgraded and you're trying to chat with somebody who hasn't upgraded yet, it's not going to work out. So tell your buddies, upgrade now so you guys can take advantage of all these cool features they've added. So back to the live chat. Jeez. All right. So what is up? There's so many. What is this? Mo Zigley's light. What up, guy? Thanks for joining. Anyways, so we've talked a lot about these features. Anything jump out at you, Nick, that you think is really interesting or you like the most?
I think they're all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I finally got a patch where I haven't upgraded it yet, but
Mm-hmm.
finally looking like most of them I like.
Uh-huh. There's some really good stuff. I'm telling you, like I've got a ton of messages here. Just look at this. So these are the notifications you get, I guess, when people chat you. You can click on there, see what's going on. You can scroll. A lot of stuff here. So
I like how you could accept. You have the option to accept the friends list now. That's key.
I love that. I mean, it's always good to talk to new people and but I like to be able to kind of pick and choose, I guess, who I add and who not, because a lot of times people just they'll add me and I don't know who they are, and they'll just like, can I have a car? Can I have a car? Can I have a car? And I'm going, well, it doesn't really work that way, man. I did all my videos to show people how to race so that you can win your own cars. Anybody can get a handout, but it takes some talent to go, win some cars. So yeah, scrolling through the garage is a bit of a pain sometimes. I wonder if that's going to change. Because sometimes it's still a little like right there. It's tough to scroll sometimes. I don't know if that's just the iPad that I'm on. Maybe phones do it as well, or maybe other
No,
people.
yeah, the phones do it as well.
Okay, so like it gets a little sluggish at times, right? Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so that does it, yeah. Joe, check my in-game message. All right, I'm going to check Edward's in-game message. Did you know? Whoa, lowercase letters are back.
The fact that you don't have to scroll through open someone's garage to add them.
Isn't that's the best? I love that. The fact that I can go if I want to chat with somebody, boom, it's right there. There's no more opening the garage, because to be honest, I rarely check somebody's garage. I don't need to go through.
I don't look in their garage neither.
Once in a blue moon, but now I don't even have to. It's like, all right, I can just click on the chat function and just send them a message just like that. Because what happened before is you'd be in a lobby. Excuse me, you'd want to chat with somebody, you'd sit there and it would load their garage, load. Somebody would challenge you in game, and after that 30 seconds was up, you'd get booted up, and you're loading the garage would just get booted. You'd have to restart the whole thing, and it was just a pain. But now if I'm in a lobby, I can just go right to somebody and see, there's some notifications here from Edward. Okay, so it shows me who's trying to chat with me. All right, like my buddy here.
So in other ways, you can still chat with somebody even though they're not on your friends list.
I don't know. I'll have to check and see if that is. But this
because like if you're in turf and you know a guy, but you don't know, but he's not on your friends list, but you still kind of thought you could just message him and talk to him. That would be cool.
That would, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to check that, and if not, maybe that's a feature they could add down the road at some point. So, um, hmm. Do you have any good questions for Daniel? Anything you want to ask him about this? I'm gonna try to read up, catch up on
Who,
this.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
someone he's taking ghost shifting out of the game.
all right. Well, I think he just heard you. I don't know, Daniel. Do you have any plans on
He
taking?
probably shook his head like, not this question again.
He's probably heard it a million times.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep asking it too.
What car are you wanting to do the next two tour? This is my buddy Eric, which is so strange. Check this out. This is my buddy. I met him in game here. Knew nothing about him. Daniel says I want ghosting gone. That's what he says here in chat.
Uh, good.
And he says it will
Hey,
be eventually.
tell him so do I.
Nick says, so do I. No, to be perfectly honest, like I said to you earlier, I don't care if it's in the game or if it's out of the game. I like it, but I really see how it's a detrimental kind of aspect to the spirit of racing. I understand that. I have mixed feelings. I like doing it because it's a challenge for me.
And kudos to the guys that can do it and can do it real good. I just
Yeah.
one of them guys that can't do it.
Yeah, but
and hate it.
I see how it kind of can be, whether you can go shift or not, doesn't matter. But it is, the whole theory of it is detrimental to the spirit of racing, I believe. And it doesn't really, I think it takes away more than the game than it adds. I like it. I like personally trying the challenge, but that's just because it's a challenge. And I like it, but I think it's detrimental to the game and aspects. So, my buddy Eric here. So I met him in game here, and we were just racing, and like, I don't know. I think I was on I don't remember how he met him, but I was like probably on a secret account. He didn't even know it was me, so it wasn't like he was like, "Oh, this is Pigpen. I'm gonna try to be his friend." We just started chatting, hanging out, da 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 da. And I think one thing that led to another, and we started chatting on Facebook. And I found out through his Facebook, I look, he lives in the next town over from where I grew up in Ohio. I'm like, here I am half a country away, and he lives right this next town over, 10 minutes away from where I grew up. I was like, that's crazy, man. So one of these days, I'm going to go in, I'm going to meet him, we're going to have some pizza, and maybe do some live action racing rivals or something.
In Ohio?
Yeah.
They got good pizza in Ohio?
What? Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm from Chicago.
You got that deep dish pizza. We all know you guys are pizza snobs. That's some good stuff, I will say. And ghosting breaks. And ghosting breaks the car balance. There we go. So I don't know what's going on here. He challenged me. I think he's gonna let me. He wants. We'll check out. I think he had some orange. What was it? Orange. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got some. You can see the difference now between the yellow headlights and the orange underglow and the red tail lights. It just looks really nice here. The orange is actually orange, and it's all one solid. I think it used to be like multiple shades of orange in different places. It was weird.
Looked like a burnt yellow, more like orange.
Yeah, now it looks good. It's nice and solid, and when I look at it, I go, hey, that's orange. There's no question about it. Let's see what's going on here. And can we get the original? Did you ask
Daniel if they were going to do the stats thing more?
I don't know, Daniel. He's listening, so I don't need to. But I think he heard me. Hopefully, he heard me. I really like the whole stats that you put up at the end of turf. I'm looking at the live chat. Let me look at the camera so you guys.
And I'm still banging on that door about adding more stuff for all the clubs, all the teams.
I like that, man. I think that was a really awesome idea. Like, you've always been a team leader. Like, you've been running Sam Crow Racing for ages. And we're just gonna let me race Eric while we're just kind of chatting. I'm not even gonna look at the iPad. I'm just gonna race. So
I just think by adding more features might keep guys more around instead of bouncing around like they do now.
Well, I think it would too. It keeps people. And what do you think of the fact that people jump from like team to team, and do you think that would be a good idea to lock teams at the beginning of turf?
Uh, it
Does
wouldn't
it
bother me either way.
does it add anything? Does it mean anything? I've heard people say it should be locked. I'm sorry, I think
Well,
I'm missing
some
out on
people
live.
think it should be locked because you know when you're racing, you're trying to get, say you're trying to get to the fifth spot or say the 25th spot.
Yeah.
You might add a couple guys at the end to try and get you over that hump.
Uh-huh.
But I look at it as go in with the 20 guys and see how you do with the 20 guys.
Yeah.
Who cares about adding? If you don't make it, you don't make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm working on.
I mean, I don't care either way. We never had anybody at the last event anyway.
I'm trying.
If
Yeah.
we got to add a guy, I'd rather give the double claim to one of the guys that been busting ass the whole time.
Yeah. Trying to catch up here. I'm trying to catch up here in the live chat. What's going on? Daniel, please, please, please. The old music, bring it back, please. Music isn't being reverted, he says. Nope, it was terrible. Come on, Daniel. That original music was he says it was terrible.
Oh, my wife used to hate that music. She'd be like, turn that damn music down.
Oh my gosh.
It was annoying.
Oh, I love it. It brings me back. It brings me back. What's the question? He says you should bring back the old music and get rid of Go Shifty. Let's talk about light lag. I'm just trying to catch up on the live chat because he says it depends on how much spare time I have. He working a ton. He says. Sticky Ricky said, I would get goosebumps as soon as I heard it. Yes. Trying to catch up, man. There's so much going on in live chat right now. It's crazy. Prophet of Doom. Original music was kick-ass. There he is. He's challenging me again. So, yeah. Yeah, people do complain over this.
For the past 2 years, I've had the music off. I don't even know what kind of music is played now.
No, I turn it down low. I like a little background music, but for the live streams, I always turn it off just to less distractions. I don't know if he wants to. I don't know what he wants to do here. Oh, I don't want to check it out. What do I do? 500. I don't know if he wants to just race or what's going on here. Okay, so
now that we're live, I could actually congratulate you on your first place finish.
Oh, hey, thank you, Nick. But I'll tell you, it was a strong team effort. I can't. I've been congratulating the guys nonstop. Like everybody's congratulating me, and I say, Joe, you missed it earlier. I just suggested to bring back the old music when we changed the music. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, so he says it suggested to bring back the old music when we changed the music in 6.4. So right now, okay, so that was back. Okay, so there we go. Oops, I lost.
Yeah, I'd like to know Daniel's thoughts on bringing some club activity into the game. See what he feels about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know how easy it would be to do it. They said no, but I tried. He said, "Oh, I see." I would love to see more club activity, like you being a leader.
It's kind of like your daily challenges. You just bring daily challenges to your club.
So Daniel's on the same page. He says, I want more stuff for teams to happen. I think that's a great idea because, that's the one thing. Okay, so here's the deal. I stopped racing on a team other than a 50 gem team for a while, way back, and all I did was I was by myself in the lobby racing, and I love racing. I love winning cars. I'm a collector. Like the more cars, the more pinks, the adrenaline. I love it. But what I missed out on was the social aspect, having I still had a few friends that I talked to, but for the most part, I kind of just dropped out and like didn't really talk to many people in game. It got, to the point where I was losing interest because it was just me playing, and it might as well have been me playing Super Mario Brothers because there was no human interaction. I didn't talk to anybody. I wasn't on a team. And then what happened? You told me, Joe, you're racing on Sam Crow, and I said, I don't know, man. You're like, no, man. You got to do it. You got to get back into it. Daniel says he's got some ideas for sure, but they're always down the pipeline. A lot of engineering has to be done, of course. Nothing's easy when it comes to programming for a video game, and but that's cool. At least they have ideas down in the pipeline. That's really cool.
I got a bunch. If you need some help with them.
There you go, Daniel. This is the man. This is the man to talk to for any sort of. He's been a team leader since what, like day one, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah, the first couple weeks I wasn't, and then I got tired of ballistic racing beating my ass all the time, so that's why I made Sam Crow.
Oh well, Daniel says I can't join the face. I can add him to the chat here if he wants, if he's available. I'm on Skype. I don't know if he's available to Skype. Um, he says I can't join the face chat. That's up to Joe, but I would gladly give him add him to the conversation. We'll see what he says here.
Just tell him to message me if he wants.
All right. I think I have his information here.
He's got me on Messenger.
So let's see. Add people to this call. I think I have him here. I think I've just chatted with him before on Skype, right?
Oh yeah, he's been there. He should come on more often.
Let's have a look here. Give me a moment, guys. This is, I hope you don't get bored. I'm just going through the list. No, that's not him. Who's this? I don't know who that is. Let me send him a message on Facebook here. See if I can get his, there, see if I can, he's got to be here. I swear I've talked to him on Skype before, right?
Yeah, you have.
I know I've talked to him on the phone. Okay, okay, I'm such a...
It was way before Bush League came up on us.
I'm such a noob when it comes to Skype. You would think I would know how to use this by now, but I don't. Let's see if I can add him here. Okay. There. I don't know what I'm doing here. No matching contacts. So how do I add somebody? That's what I need to know. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, this isn't working. Sorry guys, I know this is a little boring. I'm really trying to do this. This is let's see if we can do this. No. Huh.
Christmas is coming, man.
Yeah, I know. Switch. Sorry about this, guys. So, Nick, how was running on the team this weekend? You have a lot of fun with the events?
No, I didn't run this weekend. My kid had a big hockey tournament. I wasn't even on.
That's right. That's right. I have there. Let's see if I can add. Okay, I think I might have found them. Maybe. We'll see what happens here. So I got to go away this weekend. Taking a trip to Buffalo to watch the New England Patriots stomp all over the Buffalo Bills. So I'm not going to be able to race this weekend. Maybe I will, and maybe I'll be able to squeeze a little bit in. But let's see. Can I add?
You should be able to handle the Buffalo Bills. My Saints handled them pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. Last time I went to Buffalo, Patriots lost. So, okay, let's see if I can add now. There. See if I can add them. Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. We'll see if it works. Anyways, if not, we'll get this. We'll get it working. We can do this. Set this up at some point. So, see here.
Hello.
Hey, there we go. Is that Daniel?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. Oh, wow. So I'm sure you've been listening to the live stream. Obviously, you're in the live chat answering a lot of questions. First of all, I got to say, man, this is probably like some of the coolest and greatest features that have been like I've been wanting some of these features forever, and finally they're here, and I'm so excited. Like they're great. Like things that just make the day-to-day racing rivals life so much better.
No,
Yeah,
that's
they do sound good.
awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff needs to be fixed.
Yeah, so like my biggest thing, and I've been saying this, was like trying to chat with somebody, having to open up a garage and wait and wait and wait. Now you just look at this. I can go right to somebody and go, ooh, I don't want to go here and just say hello and chat with them. It's a little, looks like a little, some bugs need to be worked out. The garage is a little glitchy. And like I keep getting a few restart windows that come up. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's the second one you've gotten. I'm actually watching them.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there, but yeah, it does happen a little bit, and these are all things that I'm sure anytime an update goes out for any game, it's just stuff that has to be worked out and get worked out. So Eric, he wants me to jump back in the. I accidentally spaced out and he took my car. I think we were trying to show off the paint or something here. So, but I really like it. Now I can go through and delete people like boom, 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 really quick. I can see Edward Lopez right here. He's got a message. It's got the notification telling me that he wanted to chat with me. Now it says it stores 50 messages. Is that for team chat only, or is that for?
No, it's everything. If you your last 50 messages with any person will show up when they message you.
Now is that
even when you like log off and come back on, it'll still be stored?
Yep, and like say if you're offline, you can actually message somebody that's offline, and they'll get it when they get on.
Oh, nice.
So that is cool. So now, because what was happening before is like I'd set my phone down or my iPad, I'd go have dinner. The wife wanted me to fold laundry or something, so I set it down, and Nick would say, "Hey, Joe, I have a car for you, buddy. Check this out, free car for you," and I wouldn't get that message, and I would never. My phone would shut off. I'd never get that message, and he was like, "Well, is he ignoring me, or did he just not get the message? I don't know."
No, we just figured that's Joe, so
yeah. So, but yeah, that's cool.
Now, Daniel, when you chat someone, do they have to be in your friends list? Like if you're in turf racing and you got a buddy that ain't on your friends list, can you chat with them?
No, they still need to be on your friends list. We actually tried adding or making it so that you could, like say you got somebody on your team and you want to message them directly, but you're not friends with them. We tried to do that, but it didn't work. Basically, you have you have to have a start and an end point for a conversation to happen.
Okay. So you just got to add them from your team list.
No, you got to send a friend request.
Yeah, but if you noticed on your friends list, if you noticed on the team, you have a little plus symbol on there, and you can just click that and add them right there.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That I like.
Yeah. Oh, there's another little restart, but yeah, like right here on the back, you can see it has.
That's the third time, and I'm not getting anything on my end. Like I'm watching your stuff right now.
Yeah. Well, but in the back it shows.
It has. Is somebody trying to message you? Is somebody
it
probably is.
I wish I maybe could figure out what the common denominator here is. Maybe it's just a massive amount. Maybe Eric's sending me messages left and right. You got Craig sending me messages. Who knows?
now here's a question for you, Daniel.
Shoot.
So there's like lag in the game. Like you're racing and you think you won the race, and then all of a sudden you cross the line first, but then you end up losing because of the lag. You actually weren't winning the game, but
visually, it just
on your end, it looked like you were winning, but you actually lost the race. What can you explain why that happens? Or
sure. So the short end of it is the game is into a thousandth of a second, and a lot can happen in a thousandth of a second, and your connection isn't always super strong, so we're actually constantly sending data packets, back and forth. And say like one of your sets of packets doesn't make it, then you have another set of packets that has the previous set of packets and whatnot. And meanwhile, while the server isn't getting your information to send back to your opponent, it's trying to guesstimate where you're at. And if the game thinks you're in the lead, then it's going to put you in the lead. It's just trying to make a split-second guess.
Right.
So it's mainly a visual thing, is what you're saying. It doesn't affect the actual time. Is that correct?
That'd be correct. Because like a lot of times, like I've seen it sometimes where your opponent beats you, but you check when the results come up and you see the elapsed time or the reaction times, you realize they lost the race because their reaction time. Otherwise, they would have stomped them level or something like that.
So I get a lot of people that
because I've had races where I've actually won the race, but it showed that I lost the race, and I'm wondering myself, well, how in the hell can that be?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just one of those things. I've said it a couple times. We're just ripping off Band-Aids, and when we rip off Band-Aids, we find out some of those wounds have festered.
Yeah, no, I was just asking just to try and clear it up for everyone that's listening to get a better idea of what's going on.
Well, I know that's a big issue with you, Nick, and Craig. When you guys race, you're paying for high-speed internet. Craig's on Walmart internet, and he has all these problems, so.
Yeah.
I try to tell him it's because he's on a slow network, and it doesn't actually affect the race time. The race times are correct. It's just visually, it's not updating and information getting there fast enough. So, but Daniel, you did say something in the live chat that you would like to see. It's not necessarily possible, or maybe down the road. I mean, it's not. Nothing. Rome wasn't built in a day, but you would like to see like more team activity, more team.
You're going to squeeze me for info.
No, not squeezing for info, of course.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, I mean, no, it would be right now. If you were way back the day, being on a team meant something. You stuck with your team.
Yes.
It was way different than it is today.
I remember when MVP was a thing, and
I love the
list goes on. I'm not going to try to go there.
Gearheads and Dream Team, all those guys.
Yeah, but it doesn't anymore. Now it's who can I be on a team with for this week? Who needs somebody to make up an extra 30,000 points? Then I get a free car.
Yeah, that's what drives me nuts.
No, there's a couple things that we can do in the short term, I suppose, and any of this stuff is up for grabs. I'll put it that way. So I'm not leaking anything. These are just thoughts, Grimm's thoughts.
No, right. No, I hear you.
Possibility of like you can't claim a car unless you've been on that team from the start, the turf event. If you leave a team, then your points go with you. If you're booted from the team, your points go with you. So no more shenanigans.
So if you get booted, the points go with you. But if you leave the team, do the points stay with the team, or they go with you also?
It could be any way.
Okay.
It would just take a lot of thought to see how it could be abused and what's probably the best for the game.
Oh, very true. But it also make you very conscientious of who you bring on your team.
Absolutely.
Correct.
People are already being careful on their teams, and there's still people finding different ways to race each other, or race themselves, excuse me. So, I mean, there will always be shenanigans, but yeah, we're thinking about stuff like that. But that really doesn't bring team cohesion. That just brings team security, which is not the same thing. But I'd like to see, new things that are specifically for teams to do, and maybe it's small things within teams to compete amongst each other.
Yeah,
I would love to have.
I used to play a game. It was called Motor City Online. It was a PC game, so I know the details are a little more. But they had a lot of stuff that you did within the team, and like say they didn't have turf. They had like turf, but it was different tracks you raced on, and the best team wins that track or whatever. But you had goals for the team, and it also gave the team you win so much money when you won that turf. And then the leader was able to disperse cash how he wanted to disperse it to the team. They had a bunch of different stuff for the team, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love to see.
You trade within your teammates without going into a race to trade. You just pull up a trade window, and you're able to trade between teammates.
How about like a
nice
nice
car? I
challenge.
Could give them a car instead of jumping out of going into a lobby and doing it.
I'd like to see a challenge where my team, I could go out and I could click on another team, and maybe there's like preset challenges, and you click on, you send a challenge, and they accept it. And it's the team who has the most wins that turf, or the team that has the most, the fastest race average time, or something like that. Just simple things that could be preset, and then you send it. I could send it to Sam Crow Racing, and Nick could go, "Yep, I accept it." So it's my team versus him, and it's just a simple, which team has the most wins, and it's just something simple, but just something to brag, to keep guys interested and racing hardcore all the way to the end. Because hey, you might already have that top 25 rank that you already have, but now you have a little side bet going on that keeps the teams burning a little bit.
Yeah, each player on the team throws up 100K, and you see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it'd bring more fun back into the game.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot going on. When's now? I know you were saying something you would like to see. Is that right? You'd like to see ghost shifting taken out of the game? Was that correct?
That is. You did in fact see me say that.
Okay,
I love it as a player. I hate it from the dev side of things.
That's kind of what that's where I was getting at in the game. I was like, well, I really, from a player, I love the extra challenge, just to get that faster time. But I do see how it is detrimental, kind of to, like I said, to the spirit of racing, to the overall, game aspect. I think it takes more away than it gives, than it adds to the game.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a gamey kind of thing. I mean, no, it wasn't intended, so I'm not going to call it a feature. Right. But at the same time, we're not going to ban anybody for it. But no. The cars have a balance to maintain, and they're realistically, a car shouldn't be picking up a whole tenth of a second or 0.2 of a second because of shifting like that.
Right. You'll have, like we have certain cars that just dominate certain lobbies where I think like you say, and there's a balance, and they should have been closer, closer to the top speeds of other cars in that lobby.
Yeah. I mean, look at like the A 1656 is a prime example. You've got the WRC 2006, the Ford Mustang, the 2015 Ford Mustang, and then there's one more I can't think of it, but they all hit like and the Z28. They all hit low 88s and almost 87s. One of them's dipping into the high 86s. For A and B class cars, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you go in there with like a 56 coupe, you're running perfect race, and the guy that's ghost shifting just gonna smoke you.
Yeah. So I do like it as a player. I like the extra challenge and the fun, the different aspect that it brings. But overall, yeah, I have to agree. It's just not ideal. We'll say that.
And plus, it divides the community.
It really does.
And it's not like, and that was the hardest thing I had to deal with RRCR was trying to say, hey, we're going to accept these and we can't say no to them. A, because I personally enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's impossible to say it's not happening. And it's definitely a skill thing. I mean, it's not an easy skill, and sometimes you're limited by what device you're on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely, I think that's one of the biggest issues that divides the community. I can't think of anything else that has divided it as much as ghost shifting. And
I do want to say this, Daniel, that when we did, what was it, a couple weeks ago, when you did the 1645 event, or the 1640.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea, but what made you think of the 1640 to start off with?
All right, so maybe it could have gone 1663, then 1640. Like that. It could have gone backwards. It could have gone the other. It was basically, a chance to try to do two different ends of the spectrum and see what happens.
I do like that. I do like it broken down like that. That's interesting.
I was really looking forward to the 63. I thought when the 1640, I was like, yeah. And then I started racing it, and I was like, no, not for me. It's this event's not for me. But I was really looking forward to the 63 to see how that turned out.
All right, so 1640, actually both those lobbies are a lot of fun for me. 1640 is where I used to cut my teeth back in the day when points were a little bit different. I'm not getting that discussion.
Yeah.
That's a whole other fact.
Yeah. We could be talking about that all night long.
But the 1640 is a lot of fun. And it used to be back in the day, you'd bring a 1640 GNX. It was nuts. But ghosting is really ruined that, because in the lower in those lobbies, it's where a lot of ghosting. Everybody, you can be a decent player and be able to win a decent portion of your races, but if you're facing nothing but people that ghost shift, you either learn by the sword or die by it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as much fun. And the same thing was going to happen in 63. Where people were going to start bringing in like the LaFerrari and the Diamond Racings and the Mercedes and a lot of the Benzes that just run and you can't forget the SVT. I mean, those things are running 7.0 or 8.0, excuse me, and some 7.9s. It's not as much fun. So ghosting kind of stomped that, but I'll be completely honest, there was another issue. For whatever reason, some people were able to squeak into 1645. During the 1640 event, and I didn't want any of that stuff happening again for yet another event. And we needed to squash that. And I don't think anybody was necessarily doing it intentionally.
But it was possible.
Somebody did something wrong. But again, it was something that didn't work as intended. And that's just because we tried to pick a feature out of Rivals that is already hairy.
Do you think...
I've already proven the rating system's interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be maybe giving that another shot down the future? Just trying another lobby rating event?
Oh yeah, definitely. But first we got to figure out how to close it off so that you don't squeak into the next lobby.
Okay, cool. I thought.
Or could you do something like S-Class 68 lobby?
Yeah, we can mix and match all that kind of stuff. We did the.
I don't know, for me, I look at an S-Class car, and it's 68 lobby. A-Class car, I'm looking at 63 lobby. It's just the way I am, I guess.
Yeah. No. I'm totally on board with that. Especially, you don't have to necessarily do that. You do, 56 all-wheel drive. 56 JDM. I mean, we can literally mix and match all the different things in any bucket you could ever imagine.
That's really cool. You can add multiple factors there, or whatever. You could have JDM
Yeah, I really did like the idea.
1663.
I just never drove anything under a 1650 before. And then I got into 1640, and I'm like, holy crap, is this boring? I couldn't do it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it. And the best are not all racers are best at everything. You could be the best racer, but you're not going to be number one in everything. And
no, you're always going to get your ass kicked sooner or later.
Yeah, and it's like Joe is stellar in the M3 GT2. I can't launch one of those to save my life. It is not my cup of tea. But
you put us in another car.
Which is actually when we had the 128i event a couple weeks ago. That was my pick. And I picked that one specifically because that car is a pain in the butt to drive, and it's a good challenging car. It's good technical skill, and if you happen to be that one standout that's good in the car, then cool. But otherwise, it's going to come down to who can drive it better.
Right. I was having I was having trouble with the
single car events. I like them the best.
Now I just like to let people talk. No, I was having trouble with it. Like that's one where it's like I was getting a foul or I was getting an 80 thousandths reaction time. I just couldn't get it. But then there's other cars where I'm like pretty right on. I'm like, all right, I'm good. It's just, certain people have certain cars and styles. There's some that the needle drops faster that people like, and there's some that shift slower, or there's all these variations out there. And I really, I like how you guys are switching it up, trying new things. It's not the same old. It didn't work out with the 1640 lobby and the 63 for reasons that you've kind of gotten into just a little bit. But I really, really think you guys are headed in the right direction. I'd like to see more of that down the pipelines.
Yeah, I would too.
I think it really adds that extra factor for us players, and haven't seen these things yet. Like, wow, here's something new. Like, I'm going to jump on and race. I got to try this out. I want to see what this is. I've done JDM a million times. I've done that a million times. But these new ones, lobby ratings really put a monkey wrench in the operation. It's kind of fun.
That's it.
Yeah, I think the 1640 would have been better if it was like a single car event for the 1640.
Yeah,
that might have been a little better.
Or there wasn't as much ghosting or something like that. Maybe we could do a Type R 1640 event or something crazy like that.
Right.
Yes, something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Or how about?
I still drive the 56 coupe and I don't ghost shift, and I'm still racing people that ghost shift. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I just like when it comes to that single car event, I kind of like that. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I like it more that way than anything else.
Hey, good night, Big Red. He says, later, gentlemen. Thanks for the live feed, Joe, Daniel, and Bird. Good night, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm here with Mr. Daniel Powell, my good friend Nick. Just talking about the 6.5.0 patch and all kinds of just different topics. We're just randomly going through, having a blast here. How about this, Daniel? Ever think of a turf event with every race has to be a pinks race?
I have thought about it. There's some people that wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot
pole. Definitely wouldn't.
But seriously, we've thought about trying to do like a pinks only event or a no pinks event or no boosts.
No boosts. I'm telling you, that would be weird because I've never. Well, I can't say I've never, but rarely do I ever race.
I never.
Rarely do I ever race without boost. Rarely.
No, for 3 years, my boost never got turned off.
Yeah, I didn't for a while there. I didn't even know how to turn it off. Someone's like, "Turn your boost off." I'm like, "What? How's that happen?" Yeah, but it's like it. But it does. It changes. It changes the drop. It changes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I even forget to turn the boost off when I'm passing cars of teammates.
Oh man.
Break up that rhythm.
Well, the pink all event wouldn't be bad if you do like a 1650 Cobra or something like that. A car that everyone pinks anyway.
Yeah, some of it's cheap. It's not going to break the wallet on, whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, one little suggestion, Daniel, and I always like, whether it comes to like real life situations or video game situations, like I've always noticed that people make millions with these small little ideas. Like they find something that everybody hates, and you find an easy way or a quick way to do it, whether it's, cracking an egg in the kitchen or something. They come up with these little gadgets. I've always thought that you find something that people hate, things about, something, and if you can find a way around that and fix it, you're golden. That's how people make money. And like I've noticed that tuning cars, buying cars, transferring cars. Like I sat there, I did a while back. I bought some cars from somebody, and I think it was like 20 cars, and it was miserable racing the person over and over, transferring cars. So I thought to myself, man, there's got to be a way. Like I paid this guy $5 or whatever, and I was honestly, I would absolutely, hands down, without a doubt, give that money to Carbonated if I could get those cars from them quicker, easier, even if it was half as, wasn't even, if it was just as slightly easier than racing somebody, I'd rather give them the money than to give it to somebody else for doing something. So if you guys could ever come up with a way to buy and tune and get cars in a quick way, for something without really compromising the system that you have in place, man, I'm telling you, I'd be pumping tons of money and just for the convenience factor.
Yeah, I mean that is a pretty good point, because you get most of your top 25 teams. They all got builders, and they're all paying guys to build them cars. Yeah. I don't understand why Carbonated wouldn't look at that and say, why don't we make that money on top of what money we're making off the game now?
I guess it just comes down to what's possible. You don't want to compromise the system that you already have in place, if that makes any sense. But I guess there's reasons. But man, if you could find a way, even just for just to test it out one turf or something, say, hey, say it's a Cobra SVT Cobra, 1650. And if I could buy my cars and just pump hey, here's, it's not like buying gems or buying RRC from the game. Like if they had an option where here's a car, it's already tuned 1650, and you buy it for $1.50. Boom, I'd be pumping them up. I'd be buying from them so much faster.
Yeah, well, there's been that tossed around from players. I've heard, buying pre-tuned cars, buying like a tune book that you can save tunes in, and you click upgrade this car to that tune, and that's the short of it. There's been a bunch of ideas going around, and don't get me wrong, they're really cool. And me myself, I love tuning individual cars. I hate mass tuning.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something could be done better.
How difficult would that be to implement that into the game? That's probably the main concern, right?
Yeah, I would have to.
Well, not only that, are there more pressing things to fix first? Like for example, like the whole chat thing that required an entire overhaul. I mean, that was the past couple of months the engineering team working on nothing but the chat system and a couple of minor things as they each finished up with their own projects.
Yeah, I'm glad those guys have. I'm betting they're relieved now that that's mostly off of their plate.
I got a couple more plates I can throw at them, though.
Yeah, we should. Hey, Berg, we should actually start up a post in the group. Ideas like turf team related ideas.
Turf ideas.
And just have a thread there so people could check that out and go and hey, I have an idea for team challenges or team this, just somewhere we go and boom, and everybody could dump their ideas and have them all in one spot. That would be good.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
Because I know there's a lot of people.
If you can keep it concentrated.
I'd like that, because there's a lot of people out there that I'm sure have really great ideas, but they just don't know how to get them out there to people. And, there's some ideas that I have that are probably just straight garbage. Like, what? Shut up, Joe. No. But
just ideas. I mean, I'm not looking for anyone to change the game overnight, but at least ideas. Maybe they consider it, maybe they don't, but just something to keep the game more fresh.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm there with you. Yeah, and like I said, we've got a couple ideas that I can't talk about that I'm actually really excited about, but they're still way down the road.
Yeah,
actually happening.
Boy, there's one little small thing I got to say. A lot of people are
way down the road. Danny, I've been playing this game for almost 5 years. How much more down the road we going?
All right. Let me back to choo-choo train up in here. All right. So Carbonated took
I'm just
6 months ago. So anything CIE glue days does not count. You've all been playing this game for a long time.
All
No,
right.
yeah, I know. I'm just.
Well, guys, if you have any questions for any one of the three of us, make sure to put it right here in the live chat. I think we're going on a little over an hour. I'm guessing we'll maybe start wrapping it up here soon. So we'll have a little conversation here. Just keep it going and give you guys a chance if you have any thoughts on the new 6.5.0 patch, any questions or anything. Don't hesitate. Put them right here in the live chat. I'm going to keep an eye on it and see if we can, I mean, I see say that here. When's the R34 Race Edition coming? Ask Daniel. I mean, we got those questions and the questions people always want.
Oh, yeah,
What
I've been
cars?
waiting
What
for that
cars?
for a
What
long
cars?
time,
But
too.
I'd like to see if we guys have any 6.5.0 questions or concerns. You know, anything you've noticed. Any comments, just let us know right here in the live chat and I'll keep an eye on it. So there's another one. When's the IROC coming to the game?
Eventually, maybe, never.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many Camaros are we going to put into this game?
A billion. It's going to be Racing Rivals Camaros.
Yeah, really.
So, but
here, Daniel, did you ever think about changing your Twitch feed from Friday night to another night where it don't involve turf?
I'm going to actually be trying to do a feed on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. As long as it don't interfere with the pig pen live stream, you got my attention.
No,
I like to sit there and watch. I like to watch the Twitch. You know, sit there and just kind of get a heads up and some ideas.
Yeah, I'd tune more into it if I wasn't turfing, but sometimes I want to see the Twitch, but then I'm turfing and I can't watch it.
There's a small conflict of interest, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, I actually thought about that long and hard because we tried doing a show on Monday, I think it was at first, and that didn't take off too well. And then we started doing it on Friday, and that took off. And then we did a poll. It's like which day do you want is better? And Friday actually won on that poll, so we stuck with Friday. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing a show every Wednesday, or trying to at least.
Okay.
And go from there.
When I first got on Team Chat, there was a bunch of old players on the chat. I had noticed that before. I don't know if that's anything new, though. It only happens every once in a while.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I got to go through my friends list again because I got half my friends list. They're all retired and stopped playing.
A lot of stuff here. A lot of comments and, like body kits and cars and there's always the inevitable trading system.
More American muscle cars I'm looking for.
You like muscle cars?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I like all sorts of cars. I like cars that give me a challenge, some that are depends on my mood. I don't know, man. I don't have a particular car. Like muscle cars, all right,
Well, Edward keeps on asking about his Volkswagen Jetta RE. The Jetta ain't coming before the R34 RE comes out, and I've been yelling for that one.
You hear that, Edward?
Yeah, but how did the S800 RE come about before the R34?
It wasn't my pick.
Oh man.
A lot of these turf cars are picked out months and months in advance. Like, a lot of this stuff was picked out before I even came on board.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you don't just add a car overnight. It must take quite some time.
There's one car with one particular brand that we've been trying to get out for over a year.
Whew.
The car's been through so many, like, the decals on the car are, how do I explain this? The sponsor logos that are on the car no longer sponsor that team anymore.
Oh.
Is how long we've been trying to get this car.
Oh, wow.
So you have to do a new wrap.
Yo.
Oh, wow. So, all right. So, Marvin wants to know if I'm turfing.
Question I've been always wondering about. You know how you have the first place, they got the special rims, now you got second place with the special rims.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever consider about bringing the categories down for different stuff? Maybe the same wrap, but different color wrap?
So one thing I tried doing was so actually Halloween went over pretty well in that aspect. Like talking about how like we had 5 different wraps for 5 different place cars. That was really cool. That was received well. Um, that would definitely be cool to do again later. What's the other thing? Oh, and then excuse me, we tried to add the turf war wheels as individual prizes during turf war, and it broke the game. Because then you could say like first place gets the first place car with like wheels, and they also did the top 5 wheels and the top 1 wheels, top 2 wheels.
Oh.
Now you still get the first place car, but you don't get the extra set of wheels.
Oh.
Use crazy stuff like that. That exclusive stuff that one of the team's gonna have.
So I like that idea. You just mentioned something. I was going through my inventory looking, you were talking about wheels. So I was going through my inventory. Is this new? So now I notice the inventories here, and I know this isn't new. You have the sorter where you can sort wheels, paints, underglow. But is this new? Down at the bottom it says collectibles.
Oh, okay. So that's something we haven't really sneak peeked a lot, or we haven't really said anything about. Stay tuned on Friday. There will be more info coming out for it.
Oh. He's gonna cliffhanger. All right.
Yeah, what the heck? Come on, man.
I was going through earlier, and I'm
You're
looking.
killing me, Smalls.
My
You're killing
lips
me.
are sealed on that one.
Oh, you hear that, guys? His lips are sealed. So basically, what you're saying is you have to turn into the carbonated Twitch feed. Is that it?
Well, ironically enough, all right, so that wasn't the intention, but yes, we are going to talk about it on there because it is going to be a little bit complicated, but it has a lot to do with everything we're going to be doing for Christmas.
Uh-oh, there you go, guys. So,
Christmas.
He says right there, to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, well, that's a good note to end this conversation on, guys. I think I'll wrap it up. Nick, thanks for joining. Daniel,
Thank you.
Powell, thank you. Mr. Daniel Powell, thanks for joining us here and addressing some of our questions and concerns. It was a pleasure having you.
You're welcome, brother.
And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to little old me yap about my hobbies here, video games, racing rivals, having fun. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pigpen, the one and only, and I'll see you again very soon with another live stream. Take care.
Yeah.